Clivias in the gardening world have become one of the collector's items, much like succulents, cycads. They're societies for Clivias. And yes, they are worth belonging to, where you get to learn so much. They share information on a large scale. And even if you're not into them on that scale, I would strongly suggest that you have 1 or 2 Clivias in pots or in your garden. Under trees, they are brilliant. They flower late winter, early into spring, and go on for at least a month and a half, giving us this vivid orange. And of course, it's not only orange. Take a look here. We've got this beautiful dark orange. You can see it's got a much broader leaf than normal. This is the normal Clivia, except, ooh, take a look. It's got a variegation in its leaf. You've probably worked it out by now. I'm one of those Clivia Society people, and I collect, and I just love it. It's something that you want more of. There's hybridization taking place in the plant world, where this plant will be crossed with this plant, and in 5 years' time, you will see what the parents have created. Much like raising kids, I imagine, except school fees don't come into it. Take a look here. This is a beautiful peach bred and created right here in South Africa. The most amazing peach with this beautiful head of flowers. And here is what we'd call a yellowy peach. You can get from reds to even lime greens, and the lime greens, be prepared to pay a lot of money for. On a recent Clivia auction in South Africa, 1 Clivia plant went for 26,000 Rand. Can you believe it? In the garden centres, you can pick up a Clivia plant, the normal Clivia, from 40 to 60 Rand. You can even buy them out of ground. But if you're into the collection part, be prepared to fork out quite a bit of cash. Are they worth it? Absolutely. The beautiful umbels, the fact that they are so tolerant, they can live in shade, they can live in light shade where they're getting a full morning sun, great potted specimens, on the patio, under trees, or just as they are here. We caught up with Christo at the Witness Garden Show to find out a little bit more about Clivias, the worthiness of them, and why they are such an important garden plant in South Africa.
We as the KZN Clivia Club is showcasing the plant that we love, Clivia miniata, and it's what we're also trying to do here is to show you the environment where they're growing in. And the other thing that we do is with the signage that we have here is educating people in terms of conservation and preservation of these plants, specifically in a habitat scenario. And the display here shows Clivia in a domestic urban environment. And you will see one of the things that we have here is hybridization. These are not habitat plants. They are plants that has been crossed and to get bigger flowers, recurve flowers, and to just get that spectacular flower that you would look for in growing a Clivia. Clivia in general is is one of the prestigious bulbous plants in South Africa. It is currently classified as vulnerable by the South African National Biodiversity Institute, and it raises awareness. But over and above that, it is just the beauty of the plant when you have them in a cluster in your garden. The variety of color and shape and sizes that you get in flowers is just encouraging, and you're looking for the next one. You get your first one, you're looking for the next one, you want the next color and the next color. So when the bugs bite you, it is something that you just enjoy growing and enjoying in your garden. For most of the year, for 6-7 months of the year, you can have these flowers growing for you. You take them in a natural habitat environment. They're in forest areas. So they grow in 80% shade, approximately 70 to 80%, and they grow in very humus-rich soil. So basically what you would like to do is create with nature where they grow. Their root systems, they don't like a lot of water, they will rot. And the other thing that you need to do is mulch and just keep them so that the roots can start being established again. They're fairly hardy plants in your garden. Water-wise gardening, they can do it for you. And then obviously the other thing is to get a nice flower. What you need to do is there's a variety of fertilizer that you can use, specifically rich in potassium, because that stimulates and it helps you with flower growth and fruit forming berries for the plant. We have one big enemy, a couple of them actually, but the greatest one of them is the amaryllis worm. And you constantly need to check out for it because it drills into your plant and little too late if you don't take care of it, you can lose your plant in that manner. And I recommend that from a fertilizing perspective, talk to your grower, your nursery or wherever, and they will advise you on what will be the best for your Clivia. My favorite type of Clivia, and if you talk to many people, they will tell you, it's Clivia miniata. It's the only open flower Clivia, like the one that we have here. The other 5 species are pendulous. My favorite one, Clivia miniata. I bought a starter pack at one of the Clivia shows, and I started to grow seed. And I bought my first plant, and then I started getting into colors, and eventually I started collecting colors, and then I start realizing that there's awareness that needs to be created. So we're starting collecting habitat plants that we get from wherever we can get hold of them. So we can get them because we're starting a Clivia heritage collection in the Durban Botanic Gardens, where these plants will be shown during the flowering times within the Durban Botanic Gardens. So if you're a keen gardener and you get involved in Clivia, shady spots again, you can have Clivias flowering in your garden for 6 to 7 months of the year.